part of the problem when you saw that particular individual at the Golden Globe Awards, you know the one I'm talking about, the boss, Ted of Netflix. Do you remember when he was ridiculed from the stage by the host at the Golden Globe Awards, basically for allowing his prime signings, Harry and Meghan, to be grifters, picking up millions of pounds and simply doing nothing? Yes, behind that permatant smile, those glistening white teeth, there is a ruthless businessman. Make no mistake about it. And as you can understand, Netflix is a very big business, and that has to make money. When they signed Harry and Meghan, they thought this was just going to be easy money, simply that Meghan and Harry were going to be very proactive, deliver product, and more importantly, get big audience ratings. Now, as we've seen, Harry's Heart of Invictus, although a very noble gesture, simply didn't pull in the streamers. The business show was a half-hearted affair that even they really couldn't be bothered to be dealt with, but of course needed to offer some content. And seemingly a lot of people who were involved in that particular project were not quite sure exactly what it was about. Once again, smoke and mirrors. But what's interesting now is, following that debacle at the Golden Globes, quite frankly, the thumbscrews are on Harry and Meghan. Let me explain. Hi, good morning. How are you? Nice to see you today. Thank you so much. Nice to have your company. The trouble with revelations, is that, of course, it spikes up an interest, doesn't it? It doesn't matter whether it be, a autobiography or a pop star. I mean, recently there's now talk about Boy George's life story being turned into something yet again. And you kind of think, I think we all know that story. It's been a Broadway show, a West End show, but seemingly George having to pay out over $1 million to his former paramour, the drummer John Moss. You can understand why George is looking for cash. You get the picture. It's always about cash in the end, and Netflix is simply no different. Now, what Netflix really look at is what brought in some money, and there's no two ways about it. The docuseries from Harry and Meghan brought in money, a little bit of money, not enough to cover their expenses. Now the boss, Ted, wants more, and he thinks he's got the ideal thing. This is because the revelations on that latest royal book, all about Lilibet, all about the infights, etc., gives some juicy feedback, a reason to answer back, as you can understand. Now, here's the nub of what I can tell you so far. You see, Prince Harry realises what a debacle the Harry and Meghan series was, and we told you before how he tried to fight his way out of his wife doing the fake curtsy, but clearly spineless and had no backbone, and she went ahead with it, along with the director Liz Garbus anyway. But you see, it's not about him, it's a dual deal. This is one of the very rare deals that they both signed. A lot of people don't realise that the Spotify deal was actually only signed by Meghan Markle, not by Archewell or indeed Prince Harry. And you see, Netflix can now put the plug on either you dish up the stuff that we want you to answer back, or seemingly they will simply pull the plug. And when you're being ridiculed at the highest level, quite frankly, by your peers at a Hollywood event, you have to do something. And Ted believes that all of those revelations and the, things that are currently going on now need an answer. It's dressed up, of course, with all nice white smiley teeth, and if you could, would you consider? But the bottom line is, Ted means business. I've got this from very good authority. Harry and Meghan either better play ball, dish up, or they could find themselves, once again, looking for a new home for that plethora of things that are already slated and ready to go off the plate. It's a developing story. When I know more, you'll know more. Neil Sean in the very heart of London.